Okay, hi everyone, Amanda Hartman here, coming into you live in our teachers and families community members. I'm just checking that we're streaming online and then I'm going to make a start straight away. We won't sit around and wait for too long. So I'm just making sure that the live has started. Let's give it a couple of minutes. Welcome everybody. Okay. So I can see that I'm now going live and I've got the video up in front of me. Hopefully as we go today, I'm going to be watching your comments and answering them. So my name's Amanda Hartman. I'm a speech pathologist here with AssistiveWare. I'm wearing my badge even today. And we're going to talk about online learning with AAC. And that's our topic for today. So I can see that there's a few people already joining and watching. Hi Kathy, good to see you here. I'm going to be checking my live feed as we go, as well as trying to answer some of your questions. So thanks. It's really different what we're trying to do right now. It's really changing the way that we work, with us all working from home and not being able to do face-to-face stuff that we're so used to. So I think it's a really good opportunity to talk about these things right now. And I know that you guys want to hear about it. Like literally we asked a poll and over 100 of you said, we need to know more about this. So that's what today's goal is to make sure that we've got some guys that give you some guidance about just what we're all experiencing and that we're all got this together. And after today, I'd really love to hear more of your ideas. So perhaps we can start this keep commenting on this live video after today with your ideas and your suggestions and troubleshoot and support each other. Let's use our really cool AssistiveWare community to keep answering and supporting each other's. Hi Julia, I can see people joining in live. Thanks so much for coming in. So what else do I have to say? So just remember that this live video is happening across multiple different time zones, but the recording will be available afterwards and in the Facebook group so you can catch it, and I'll remind you of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, and you'll be able to hopefully see my desktop. And not that, but my keynote, and let's make a start at that. Okay. All right, so as I said, we're here today to talk about online learning, and you guys are seeing it all happen there. We couldn't get the really neat, tidy technology to work today, so we're doing it the longhand way, which looks a bit messy, but you guys have got this. All right, so my name, as I said, is Amanda, and I'm one of the speech pathologists here at AssistiveWare. And not lurking, but very ably assisting in the background today are Pam and Isabel, our support team. So as you have questions today, I'm going to be trying to answer them if I can live. Otherwise, they'll be able to answer some of your questions. And please be assured that any questions you answer will be, if I don't answer it live, obviously we'd like to try to do that, but if we don't, I will come back and check any questions in the video feed as we go. So just to remind you, as I said, we're coming in from lots of different time zones today. So just some of us in Australia, it's 8 o'clock, we're just getting up. New York is at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So I think it's probably too late for some of the people in Europe. They'll be already in bed. But hopefully they're watching this video later. Okay, so today we're going to talk about some of our current challenges and how it's changing the way that we work, and just making sure we establish some of the ground rules of the stuff we need to keep talking about. And then also I'm going to give you some ideas about how ideas on your iPad for screen sharing and that sort of stuff, and then look at some of the resources that you have. So we're moving to this whole idea of online community, and as I said, it changes the way that we work. So some of the things I'd love to encourage you guys to be thinking about today is how you can create communities. Obviously we have really active communities in the AssistiveWare groups, so if you have parents that are trying to use Proloquo to go at home, we'd love you to invite them to, say for example, our Facebook AssistiveWare families group, or if you have colleagues, teachers, other therapists, get them to join our teachers group. Or even I've had lots of schools that are actually starting their own online communities. Oh, Jordan's watching. Hi Jordan. I can see you guys linking in. joining. I know it's probably a bit of a lag, but I'm trying to watch. Yay. And Nicole, yes, we've done it in my time zone so that if you're in Australia or wherever you're at, you can watch it. We're experimenting with different time zones, but it's good for us to share. I'm so sorry. Probably when you do a live, if you've ever watched a live before, the person presenting is a little bit like a squirrel. Oh, look, squirrel. I just saw a squirrel, which is me commenting on your thing over there. So sorry about that. I'll try and stay on track and focus because, as I said, I've got my team in the background. They can answer those questions. So I'd love to see some of my schools, I think I was saying, are developing their own online communities, private Facebook groups where families have a place where they can come together to discuss what's going on. We're also going to be looking at what platforms can we share content with families? How can we share things in an easy way? Perhaps a lot of you are delivering online sessions. Maybe you're teaching sessions online. Maybe you're even being brave enough to create videos. I have some people that are first-time video creators, and they're not sharing them publicly necessarily, but they're putting them onto private YouTube channels. Just really a nice way that everybody has access to some learning with AAC. So basically, the main thing I want to say about all of this cool new stuff that we're doing is that I just want to make sure that everybody knows and has that idea that everything that we know about AAC should still apply. Which of course you guys know that. Oh, hello, there's Debbie and Kelly. I just put that photo in there of them because, you know, they're superstars and they are great at demonstrating to us that we would make AAC always available. So questions for you. Do your families have access to AAC at home right now? Do you personally have access to AAC at school or in your clinic to support any online learning that you might do? So a few options that you have. Of course, you can do light tech paper copies, printouts. Perhaps you can make screen captures from an iPad from a friend and get them, or perhaps you can get the temporary access to Proloquo Go. I don't know if you've seen that, so I wanted to share that. So obviously on the AssistiveWare website, we have got the core word boards that you can go ahead and here it is. I should get rid of those old windows that didn't work before. So we can download our core word board, and it's probably a secret, but we're working on some new ones too. It's probably a secret, I shouldn't say, but anyway, I always like to let gossip and stuff out. So hang on a minute. Are we still going live? Let's just see. I think I just got a message. Hopefully we're still going. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Okay, so it looks good. Okay, sorry about that. Technology. We've got to make sure our technology works. You can even download and, when you're sharing your screen in Zoom, basically when you're sharing your screen, you can even use these downloads on your screen digitally and mirror them and share them with people as well. So we have, so make sure you have light tech versions available. I also wanted to share with you guys, this is that we're currently, AssistiveWare is offering temporary licenses for Proloquo Go for professionals and for families that don't have access to Proloquo Go right now. So if I click on that, you can see that'll take me to the blog post. So I wanted to say these slides that I'm currently using for my presentation, I will turn into a PDF and upload to our Facebook group as soon as we're finished today. Okay, so there's just the response, and basically there's a form that you can fill out that allows you to provide temporary Proloquo Go licenses. So if you don't have access at the moment, this is a really good idea. All right, so the other things that we want to make sure that we're just doing during this time is that it's a little bit harder because we still have to do those fundamental things that we talk about building communication partner skills, but we're now at a place where we have to do it from a distance. And so we want to just make sure that the fundamentals for our families are right, that they have got ways that they can engage and interact with their children, that they are allowing more time in a busy kind of thing, and that they basically they're listening to all the different ways that they might communicate. And then we're going to talk about that whole idea of modeling in just a sec. So I just wanted to share with you a nice visual that we just published this week about my voice, my choice. But I think this is really powerful for you guys to share, just to show at this time more than ever, we've got so many different ways that we're communicating, and all of us are. Because we don't have as much face-to-face contact with people. So we're learning to communicate in a broad variety of ways. And I think this is really good to share with families so they can see. So again, I can share this with you. But let's talk about modeling just in particular, and two main things. Obviously, our AAC users still need to see their AAC in use. And so part of what we might be trying to achieve and how we're supporting our families, and what you might be providing in your online session, is that you're still doing that modeling. You're still letting them see the AAC. So you want to support families to model more, and maybe that's giving them confidence to model by showing them other videos of modeling, which we're going to share today. Perhaps you're doing modeling in your online sessions. One thing I really want to be clear about, though, is that if AAC users still need to see their words modeled in their AAC system, not as symbols in isolation. So we've seen lots of resources where people are making some really neat resources where they've copied and pasted the symbols out for a sentence strip. And those are not harmful, but if we go back to what our goal is that we need our communicator to learn how to find those words within their AAC. So anything that you're making, I think at the crux of it, you need to still make sure that AAC users are seeing their words being used on their actual system. And that's what we're going to look at, how we can show the words being modeled on their actual system rather than just trying to show symbols in isolation, because that unfortunately doesn't give them the ability for, in the long term, to go back and find where those words are in the AAC system. It's certainly putting symbols on things doesn't support literacy development, so we need to really figure this stuff out. But let's talk about share screens. But before I do that, I just have to show you my document cam hack, which I'm going to be using today to show you. So I basically have a basket and a plastic shelf stacked on up with my iPad balanced precariously on top. I promise it doesn't fall off. If you just balance it just the right angle, everything works. And then you can put your AAC underneath the camera. And then when I'm streaming and mirroring my iPad, you can see that you'll be able to see through so I use the camera up on I use just the camera on the iPad. It's my document cam hack. Okay, so we're going to do that. Obviously, you guys are perhaps using different platforms. I forgot to say that at the beginning. I've done some experimenting with different platforms, like if you're on a Windows PC or a Mac computer. And you know what? I'm using Zoom to present to you today, and Zoom is by far and away, even if you can't use Zoom perhaps for your meeting, Zoom is actually a really nice platform for other things. So I'm going to share my screen in just a minute, which you'll see me do, but there's also a record button. So Zoom is actually quite a nice platform for even recording buttons. For recording videos, for recording your own videos, because you can be showing your iPad screen like I'm going to do in a second, but you also have yourself in a camera window up at the top. So it can be a nice way for you to make your own video recordings as well. But anyway, yes, so I'm going to do this in just a second. I have got another idea. It's a bit complicated, but if you're not able to use Zoom, but you still want to be able to share your iPad screens, let me know. So in a second, I'm going to share screen, and just the things to note is I've got my iPad connected via a cable, but you can do AirPlay, and also I can show my desktop, which is what I'm doing right now for you to see my slides. So these are all the different ways we can share our screen during a session. Okay, so what we are going to do now, though, is I'm going to exit out of my presentation and just show you that I do have the Proloquo for Mac app here. So I like it. I like it. So that's one way that you can share that. You can share your if you've got the Mac app. But we also. So basically what I'm going to do just really briefly now is I'm going to stop sharing my screen and move over to my iPad, which I will now dutifully turn on. Okay, so I'm going to stop share there, and then I'm going to share screen again with my iPhone cable. Okay, so now we have my iPad here, which there's a number of different things that I can do. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that document cam situation, just so you get an idea. So I'm going to just turn on my iPad computer, and there's my pack of baskets and whatnot there. So now I'm going to balance it up on here. And now you can see I've got my nice old tattered pod book, and you guys are in rotation. So let's just flip that around so that you can see it sideways. Okay, so right now you can see that you've got the, you can see I've got the camera showing, I've got my iPad stuck up here, and you can see that I can do modeling on my, this is my pod book printed in SimPod, so I can say more to say. I think it's, mine's a bit falling apart. I think it's awesome. Okay, so you can, with this low-tech sort of situation here, through my document cam, do that. So let's just close that and move that out of the way. Oh, there's my cockroach. Ah! Did you all get a fright? Ah! That's just my prank. Sorry. Pranking. Because, you know, me. Why wouldn't I prank? Okay, I'm getting messages. I just want to check that everything's going. Okay. All right, so it says we are still going. As I said, you can print out some of these boards, and Mr. Cockroach can do the modeling today. I like to go places. Okay, so you can actually then, kids are physically seeing you doing the modeling by using the document cam approach. I've got the alphabet on the back, and this is one of those examples that we're working on at the moment. I think, describing words, I think it's fun. So you can use that. So it's just one way that you can do, and you can use the document cam for lots of different things there as well. So there you go. All right, and there's a cockroach, but I'll stop making you look at the cockroach now. And I just want to show you a couple of other things. Okay, so obviously when I'm sharing my iPad screen, I can model and mirror my Proloquo to Go. I like it. Again. I like it. But I wanted to show you a couple of other things that I've been doing. So obviously when you're using the Zoom, your clients will see you up in the top window, and then you can be modeling and they can see your whole iPad screen. But I just wanted to show you some of the cool things that you can do here. So say for example, or not that one here. So just say for example, you're watching a classic YouTube video. Yes, it is about farting. It's Jurassic Fart. It's a very funny wordless book. So while I've got the video open, I can pull up from the bottom and I can pick up my Proloquo to Go and I can drag it over split screen. So I know my Proloquo to Go squeezes up to fit into the space, and then we can watch the video. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm gonna stop the video. Oh, I'll pause the video. Oh, that is bad. That is so bad. Can you see? He keeps doing lots of farts. Okay, and then we can... Okay, that video stopped playing. Had an error there. That wasn't very timely, but anyway. Ooh. So what I'm doing there is I'm using the split screen on an iPad Pro where I can show an activity on one side and be modeling my Proloquo to Go on the other side. Oh, come on. Keep trying. Do it some more. More. Okay, so you can be modeling the video alongside. So that's just one cool idea that you might try. One of the other things that, so I'll get rid of YouTube off to the side there. Oh, I never know how to quite do it. How do you get rid of things? It's so bad. Okay. I gotta pick up the app and swish it off again. Oh, look, this is where I need technical support. There we go. I just had to slide it all the way off the side. Sorry about that. Okay, so another thing that I can do is, actually one of the really cool things I've been doing is I've been using Pictello, and I've been writing these like global books where like all my kids are taking a turn for it. It's almost like a giant predictable chart writing.
Go.
So you can see I've got
I like to go.
I like to go, and then
I like to go to birthday parties. By Amanda.
So I'm taking an opportunity for everybody to take a turn, and I'll be modelling the language. And
like to go.
And then I might choose a place. I like to go to a playground. And then maybe up in here, I will go and find a picture that I like. So I need a picture of a playground. So I'm just going to do this. I'm not looking at you. I'm not looking at the screen. I hope you're all watching along. Okay, so I'm going to find a playground that I like. So you can be doing this with your clients and getting them to tell you which picture of what playground. So when we're not all at home, the first thing you want to do is you're going to go to a playground. So I've saved that picture now. And in Proloquo to Go, I wrote the sentence.
I like to go.
And now I can copy that text that I wrote, because going to the playground will be so good. And then I can go into Pictello and edit my Go book. Edit. And I'm going to use expert mode because I'm an expert. Not really, but... So then I can go and choose the picture that I just saved from Google Images. And now I will paste.
I like to go. Playground.
And then you have to sign your work. So this is what Sarah said.
Sarah.
Okay. So this is a really nice way to use Proloquo to Go and Pictello together. Just one of my fun things that I've been doing. And then I can say done and done. And now that story has been added. So you can see all the places that my friends have been planning to go when they get out of isolation. It's been a whole thing. And
I like to go playground. By Sarah.
Okay, so just a really nice way. And I've got an eat book, because of course we were just sitting at home eating. Play, we've been sitting at home playing.
Play.
So the thing that I did want to show you as well, actually, is that when I've got Pictello open, again, I can scroll up and I can pick up my Proloquo to Go, and it doesn't do split screen, but it does kind of hover it in a little banner over the side. It makes it kind of teeny tiny to see, but if I have my glasses on, I can still do it.
Like to play.
I like to play.
I like to play.
What do you like to play?
Play.
Okay.
What do you like play?
So I can kind of be modeling and flipping in between the app, and I never know how to get rid of it. Oh, flip it up. Okay. All right. So basically, those are some of the ideas that I might use in Proloquo to Go. Be using either the camera as a document cam, or or just using Proloquo to Go and Pictello and split screen and that hover approach. So I am again going to stop sharing my iPad screen, and I'm going to go back to my presentation. So you'll see me flip screens just momentarily, and we're going to finish in just 1 second. I've just got one last thing to show you guys quickly, and then we're going to have time for questions, of course. I hope that there's been questions going on. I know that Pam and Isabel will have been answering your questions as you go. So hopefully that's all going. I didn't really pause much in any of that. Anyway, okay, so so much to say in so little time. Okay, so resources. Basically, we'd love you guys to look at Learn AAC out on the AssistiveWare website as one of those one-stop shops. There's lots of information and articles there that you might find to be able to share with your families at different times. We've used lots of illustrations and quotes, and you can download things like that Reasons We Communicate. We talked about that. So this is one of the flyers you can now download to help you plan with families about some goals for therapy relating to communication functions and what areas they might like to work on with their families. Now, there was a question that just came up then. how did I share the iPad screen between YouTube and ProLecoder Go? So that's called, so somebody just asked where I had the ProLecoder Go on one side and the YouTube showing on the other side. So I'm doing that on the iPad Pro using split screen. And yeah, so if you watch back in the video, you see I swiped up and then I dragged it over. I'm sure that the ladies will put the instructions specifically of how I did that. And yeah, okay. So there's lots and lots of articles. One place that's a nice place to start is the Learn AAC guide because it gives you a snapshot and an overview of a lot of the articles. So if you need to talk to your parents about choosing a grid size or how they can personalize, how they start modeling, you can find this as a launching spot of lots of different articles. We also have the Core Word Classroom if you haven't visited it before. Now I have my colleagues Isabel and Pam are coming into the Zoom room and I'm going to have them here to help us answer any questions we might have missed live. So, okay, so we have the Core Word Classroom. If you haven't been to it before, then you'll see there's Isabel, hello. If you haven't been to the Core Word Classroom before, you can log in and there's lots of PDFs that you can download and the Core Word boards, but there's Core Word planners. The 5-minute fillers are quite popular. So you can print off an arts and craft, different board games with some words that parents can actually possibly model. And then there's a whole section called Core Words at Home I just wanted to point out. So everyday activities at home can download these PDFs to share with families. Okay, so, and I have to think quick because we are going to talk. We also have our YouTube channel now. If you've probably seen me making silly videos and different videos. So those are just some examples that you can share with your families and to give them some confidence. Join our community pages. I just wanted to give a little bit of a hack. Some of my friends had the idea of using Padlet, and Padlet is basically just an online thing, really easy to use, that you can curate your own content and allows you to upload basically everything. And so my friends and I have already started our own Padlet called AAC, AAC with Miss Amanda, Miss Shannon and Julia. And just to show you, basically we haven't done anything new, we've just copied, it's struggling to load at the moment, but basically it's just an online portal that we've copied all the links of things. That's not going to load today. All right, so I think that's it. I think I'm done. I was just the idea, that's one of my young friends that's using social media right now. You might start using social with Pictello, but then try sharing those onto Instagram and Facebook. I think social media teaching all of our learners, and there's my friend Maddie, who is now using social media, Instagram, to share his stuff. And there's me and my email address really quickly. I'm so sorry I spoke for too long, and hopefully we're going to hear all of your questions. So stop share, and I'm going to stop sharing and then go to gallery view so you can see us all here again now. There's Pam and Isabel. Hello everybody. How did we go? Fast and frantic?
I think you were really well. Oh yeah, I see a comment from Pamela Thompson, and she said there was so much great information that she's going to have to watch and then rewatch the video a few times. But she's really great, appreciative, especially of using the split screen and the slide over.
Yeah, those are good things. Does it not work on all iPads, Pam?
It doesn't work on all iPads. It's really important. And also, you need ProLecoder Go to be fully updated to version 7.
Yeah, so you have to
for it to work.
Yeah.
So
I think it's iPad Pro that most of the work's on.
It's a great feature, but it's a new one. So if you have an iPad Pro, you're safe. iPad generation 5th and later, the iPad Air 2 and later, or the iPad Mini 4 or later.
Okay.
So those are the devices that this feature, Split View, will work on.
Thanks, Pam. I always forget those details, so thank you. I think, so there is a lot of information. I only just want to say, of course, this video is going to be safely recorded onto our website, and we'll put it onto YouTube. As I said, I'll share the slides. So, yeah. Any other questions that we need to address, Isabel or Pam out there?
No, I just want to give a shout out to Jean Tuthill from Massachusetts. She's joined us.
Jean's there. Hello. I didn't see her sneak in. hello.
Yes, she did.
Nice to see all
I'm going to give a
those.
shout out to Claudia Marimon.
Hi,
Claudia, thanks for joining.
It's nice when all our friends come and join us. It doesn't feel like we're talking to a room full of strangers, or actually to our computer screen to a room full of strangers. And it's so nice to, and that's what I love about our AssistiveWare community, is that we're all friends and we're all working together, and I think that's really incredible. And I would love, as I said, I started with this and I just probably finish with this as well, just to say we would love for you guys to share your ideas, take photos, give us your top tips. I think we're stronger together. Like when we hear about things, as I said, it was my sister, Julia, who told me about Padlet, and I just think that's great. She's been using it to curate all of those resources to share with her families. It's an easy way to share lots of different things. So it's great when we learn from each other at this difficult time where we're changing completely the way we work.
If anyone has any resources too that they're sharing with families to help them set up their technology at home so their children can benefit from teletherapy and from meeting with their teachers or their therapists on their computer at home, we would sure love to know what you're sharing with your families to help them as well.
Yeah. And we've got lots more videos, and probably should give a plug for next week. We're going to do a live book reading. That's one for you to bring your kids along to. So we're going to do it on our Proloquo to Go Facebook page.
I'd be interested to know what goals the SLPs that are listening to this video, what goals they have for reading books with their young AAC learners. Because I imagine it would be really fun for them to share with their families. Tune in to Proloquo to Go. Miss Amanda is going to be reading a story and singing a song, and then maybe they can see that some of their goals, their therapy or treatment goals, are being addressed in that book sharing time.
So that will be, I think, next Australia Wednesday, but Tuesday in the States. Different days.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I think our time is done, so I'm going to end our meeting, or end our live video today. Again, I'd like to thank you all, and thank you, Pam and Isabel, for your assistance answering questions and putting up those links as we were talking today. So I'm going to just go over and end that, and thanks again for joining us. Bye.